Yeah, see, I was like walking down the street the other day, and I like came across this book and stuff, and like it was like this cool book. It's called like the Memoirs of Billy Shears and stuff, and like my friends are all like, "Dude, man, that sounds like a funny book, man," and stuff like that, and I'm all looking at it and stuff, and like it almost sounds like it could be true and stuff, but I don't really know. But anyway, I, I just kind of made a lot of notes in the margins and stuff, like maybe fantasizing like if this stuff was real and all of this stuff, like what it would be like and everything, and then my friend Pedro, he came over and he was like, "Dude, man, what are you doing writing on the fucking side of the books and shit, man? Dude, man, they made that with the paper from the Indian tribe that had to like cut down the forest and shit, man." And I was like, "Oh man, I'm sorry, man," but like I just couldn't help myself because like there's some shit in here that like is really weird and shit. Like I'll just tell you about. Okay, so in this one part, man, page 72. Now I'm speaking like I'm half Mexican, half Italian because I don't even remember the fuck what I am and shit and all this stuff. But like I was born on Florida Street in Huntington Beach where the Motown gang was and shit. And they thought like I was Italian or something like that. But it's all right, man. But anyway, so this part he's all talking about. This guy's supposedly like the guy who like took over the part for the guy in the Beatles that like died in 1966 and shit. And I'm like, I don't even know who the Beatles are and stuff. But it sounds fucking cool, man. So I'm like reading it and all. And this guy, he's like, he's talking, what is he talking about? You might imagine for me to adopt a persona of Paul. And I'm like, dude, what the fuck is he talking about and shit? And then he talks about reality. It says, it was not about reality any more than most shows are. For the show, as Brian Hines had done, we invented our own identities. And I'm like, man, I've been inventing my own identity since time without beginning and shit. And like, I'm like tired of being Pedro's fucking brother or Pedro's fucking cousin and shit like that. And I'm all like, dude, what's he talking about? We decided. What about my best interest? How did he know what my best interest is? What is he trying to say? I'm crazy? When I went to his churches, I went to his schools, I went to his institutional learning facilities. How can you say I'm crazy, you know? So I'm like all drinking these freaking margaritas I made from like the blender down at my friend's house behind me. And like, I forgot to like squeeze the lemon. When I squeezed the lemon, like all the freaking the seeds went in the fucking thing, and like they fucking blend up seeds and shit, and like I got like this high or something because like the seeds were like, I heard like inside some of the seeds there's like toxicity or something, and some people have like allergic reactions and shit. And so I like was blending up the margarita, and like the fucking seeds were like spinning like this, and then they started like splitting in pieces, and then they started fucking flying like they were like fucking like they were like these fucking dragonflies doing like this dance of life and shit. And then they like came apart like fucking cellular division and shit, and they like started spinning and like flying and shit like that. And then like when I drank it, man, I realized I have this like allergic reaction or something like that. Something about like I used to be a seed in my last life or something like that, or I don't know, but shit, like I have this like memory like when I was a seed in the blender when they fucking made margaritas back in Mexico back before the fucking conquistadors came and shit. And it was like fucking making me all tripping out and shit. And I'm like reading this stuff and I'm like, whoa, dude, man, this is too much to fucking handle. So I started like reading like backwards and shit because I heard like from this guy, man. He's like, I forget his name, like he works in the like the one of them big universities and shit. I never been to no university. I don't know the fucking name, shit. But anyway, he says like if you read the New York Times, you got to start from the back of the article and read backwards, right? So like I'm like trying it and shit because he said like the editors never will know if they like you know that the editors are always trying to like make the people who write the articles, they have to write like 6-page articles and shit like that to hide like the fact that they want to write the truth at the end of the article and shit. So I'm all like reading it backwards and shit. It's making like no fucking sense whatsoever. So I'll show you how I was doing it, man. Like I was like starting from the back. Okay, this is like the PS section, but I called it SP, right? So I'm like, oh, talent, our, your, publish, rather, would be, there are, here, little, add to, choose, might we. And I'm like, dude, I don't fucking know what I'm all talking about and shit. But I heard like the Beatles were talking about like doing things backwards. Like your subconscious mind knows everything, man. Even if it's like frontwards or backwards. So they took the lyrics and they like turned them upside down and they like fucking read them like they were fucking like hanging from a tree like and shit like this. And they were like standing up like fucking like that and shit. And they were reading and the fucking words were like backwards. And they were like, fuck. And they were like stoned and shit. That's why I never fucking smoke anything because, man, when you start fucking smoking shit like that, you might start reading shit backwards and shit. So anyway, so they said in the backwards lyrics when they were upside down all stoned like that and they were like fucking standing on their heads until their ears turned red, go see Cal, go see Cal, go see Cal. They said that was like some like hidden messages and shit about this guy who died, and I don't know this guy, man. He was like some Paul McCartney guy, and the first version of the Eleanor Rigby was like, James Paul McCartney died in the church and was buried along with his name, yo, oh, e. But it was all like fucking like this fucking like mariachi band with this big fucking bass and shit like that, and the fucking mariachi singers all. The background and shit and like, oh shit, that wasn't what it's about. But anyway, I was standing up on my head backwards and shit, man. I'm starting to. Oh, hi. Oh, okay. I'm talking to my publisher, so I'll be quieter. Okay, so my wife said I'm gotta talk a little quieter because the people in Japan like go to sleep early and it's like 9 o'clock. So I'm in the middle of video, Rosie. Mama, kiss Rosina for me. I'll be so quiet. Okay? I love you too very much. Thank you. So like I was talking and shit, and like my wife woke up and shit, and it was like 9 o'clock at night, and she lives down the street, down the way, and the alleyway, like back behind like the dumpster, and there's like a little silent fucking like door, like you turn it and shit, and like you pull it this way and shit. But anyway, I always tell her it's okay, man, because when I'm talking to my agents, I gotta talk really quiet and shit. So I'm just gonna pretend like I'm talking to my agent now. So don't be telling anybody who I told you this stuff, man. But this shit's really fucking wild, man. So this book right here, yeah, it's like 666 pages. I tell you not, man. And like my Catholic sister, man, she was like, oh, that's like the devil and shit. And I'm like, oh my god, man. But I came to Japan before, and Japan has like 500 license plates, every prefecture that are 666. So I was like, dude, man, if Japan is the Antichrist, so is this guy, man. So check it out, man. Can you see it? Oh my god, that's not even good enough, man. I think we need to put like the spotlight on this shit, man. Oh, let there be light, and there was light, and it was good. You can't see it, man, but there's 666 pages, right? The most important, love everyone. That's the last page. Come see us at www.billyshears.com. So I gotta talk quiet because like my agents are on the phone and shit, and they're like talking about this next book deal I got and everything like that. And my wife's totally not in on the deal, on the backroom deal and shit like that. So I gotta be really, really quiet, like we're hunting rabbits and shit. So anyway, this book here, man, it really gets really deep in here, man. But I was like telling my friend Pedro and Jaime, man, my two friends. I think I got two friends, but I don't know. Sometimes Pedro is kind of like not so nice to me, but and sometimes Jaime gives me limpies and shit. Limpies, if you don't know limpies, it's like this fucking whack in the back of the head when you're like thinking like dude, I'm thinking about everything, and then again I was thinking about nothing, and my mom came in and she started screaming, Mike, and my wife came in and I said, Mom, it's okay, man. I'll figure it out. Just leave me alone. I'll figure it out and everything like that. And so they have this like where the book divides and like it multiplies like fucking grease lightning. So you got this one book that's like 666 pages, and it like divides into these other books. Like if you like push the button and the fucking shoots out the side and shit like a toaster oven. And then like this Beatles, this one's like Beatles Enlightenment, and this one's like Billy's back, Billy the Kid, like the fucking guy from Lone Ranger or something like that. I don't know, man. But anyway, so this guy Billy, I'm like talking like I'm Japanese Mexican now because I don't know if I'm fucking Italian, Japanese, fucking. I might even be like from the Middle East and like just like one of them terrorist sleeping cells. Like I've been sleeping like fucking 20 years or something. And like I didn't even know I was sleeping anymore. Like I just fucking woke up. Anyway, so you got the side pages here. They read down. If you read them down, I'll kind of like show you what it's all about, you know. But the only bad thing is the story on the sideways down and the story on the sideways in, you know. It's all the same, man. So I thought there would like be like secret encodings and shit, but it's not really. So 666 pages of just, you know, reiterating the same old shit, you know. But here, if you read every other line, you got B, A. I can't read it, man. I gotta get the spotlight on again. Okay. Let there be light. Okay, so we got, what do we got? We got freaking handyman. Oh my god, that's what I'm talking about. Okay, so we got Billy's back, right? B-I-L-L-Y-S. I put that in pink, and then back, B-A-C-K. This is one first letter of each sentence, or each line of the book, you know what I'm talking about? And then after that it says like, Billy's back, Nantaka Kantaka, and that's Japanese for like, I don't know what the fuck coming up next. And the memoirs of Billy Shears. You know what I'm talking about? So like this is like how it goes like down the sideways, and then like it goes on this side too. Like if you want to read like stacking, it goes like this. This is word stacking like that. And every page goes all the way along this. Like you can go forever and like read just the side, or you can turn it upside down and do like the Beatles did, like to stand on your head and like read it backwards and shit. But I tried that and it doesn't work too well. Like if you read this backwards right here, am I until underground, it keep will we, down it keep will that level, on distributed. Wow, it's hard to read them long words backwards because like you start with the ed backwards and shit like that. If you read the whole word backward, it'd be like that at to it but like that would be like nonsensical shit. So you read it on the side page, right? It's like all like, at first you may say Paul is a dreamer, but he is not the only one. From the time I joined him, our dreams have made us. Have made us what? Have made us together. Oh, have made us together as one dream. Sweet dreams from from the time, no? What is it? Sweet dreams. Form. Oh, form, not from. Sweet dreams form I was. This is where I'm starts getting all confusing. So then I got to check out the new one and make sure they didn't fuck up, because I got a new version of that and everything like that. And I'm like losing my Mexican accent, and I'm going like fucking, I need to eat some more chilies and cheese fries and shit, and then like try to get back to the old southern southish and shit from the like Southern California like Motown gang and shit and like that. But I kind of forget how to do it. It's been a long time. I've been stuck in Japan and all this, and man, like Nihongo wa skoshi muzukasi yo, and like I'm all shit, man, what's up with that shit? So anyway, what I'm going to tell you about is that this book, I read some of the other chapters to you before. I read some parts of them in any case, and you might find them on YouTube somewhere, as long as they don't like bust me for doing it and everything like that. I'm going to try to tell you a little bit more about this guys and everything. So like his name in one of the bands, and you can look this up, go look it up online, it's all Vivian. This is the guy who took over this guy Paul McCartney that's in this band that I never even heard of. But anyway, it sounds pretty interesting. So Vivian Stanshall is the singer who became the new singer Paul McCartney, but he changed his name like 7 or 8 times, and he said like the man with 1,000 voices speaking perfectly loud, but nobody can hear him because they thought he was the other guy. You know, that kind of guy died on like September 11th. 1966 and stuff, but like the people turn it up backwards and they think it's in America, so they say it's like, no, it's like November 6th or something like that, or no, what's that, November 9th or like that, but it's not, it's really September 11th, because that was like the 50th anniversary. No, it was the 35th anniversary of that, like the other one that they were planning for like hundreds of years and shit like that, and everything, like the last battle of Armageddon and shit like that on the Bible and shit. I don't believe the Bible. My sister Jaime My mom, my brother Jaime, my friend Jaime. They're all like my brothers and sisters and shit like that. I don't remember because like my uncles and aunts and they all sleeping together in different tribes and shit like that. And we don't even know my middle name or nothing like that. Anyway, so here we go. I'm talking about his name and many different names he had, but he had Vivian in this one band, and but he changed it to like different names and stuff like that. So I'm the Urban Spaceman is one of his good songs and stuff like you can listen to. He's in the group the Bonzos, but they had many other names besides Bonzos. But I like read this whole thing about reality, and I was thinking like whose reality is he talking about? Because I read this book once a long time ago. It talked about ultimate reality, and then this other guy in the book said reality in itself, and I was like, oh, like what the fuck? I thought there was only like reality and like they're talking about ultimate reality and reality in itself and all that shit. And I'm like, and then I'm thinking like ultimate reality or reality in itself, as that guy said in that book I read back in the olden days, which was called Man Himself Must Choose, but now it's called Choose Peace or something like that. Choose Life, that's what it's called. Is nothing but the field of infinite possibilities. That's what my future perfect self said, like through me, like while channeling, while I'm like when I was under, like on standing on my head in the yoga class and shit like that. And then like I said like I don't know what the fuck he's talking about and everything like that. But anyway, what I'm talking about is reality in itself, and ultimate reality is nothing but the field of infinite possibility. So there is no such thing as reality if that's the case. But that's what my friend said, and I don't even fucking know my friend anymore because he's like talking through me into the yoga class when I'm upside down and shit like that. So like if you can understand what the fuck he's talking about, please tell me about it. But anyway, there is no such thing as reality according to him and shit. So this other one, I need a love, but like Vivis. Okay. So if this van's a rockin', don't come a knockin'. So that's what like we were putting on the vans and like with the flowers and the shit on the buses and shit like that back in the 60s and shit when I was back in like a little like wigwam carrying like card member of the old Illuminati's sister organization called the fucking Chili Peppers and shit like that. And they're like no man, it's all fucking good man. So like British music hall style is what they tried to like make and shit like that in that band. But I'm reading it backwards so you guys can understand it backwards, because these guys say like if you put words backwards like Paul is dead and you turn it over backwards and like people hear it like the other way. And later I'm gonna show you how that's done on the free downloadable audio file mixing things that I'm gonna show. I got my video like on this side and shit, like you can see the back side of what I'm doing and stuff like that. And how you like turn it backwards and how you like hear the secret lyrics that you got to turn them up. So you just take that section and turn it up so you can know what he's talking about. But anyway, that's a later date. But I want to show you this picture if you guys can see, but you probably can't see. Oh yes, you can. There it is. So we're going to talk all about that picture next time. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming out. Thank you for enjoying the show. Please come back again next time on the same bat channel, the same bat station, the same bad time. Love you.